What's up, everybody? It's your boy, the Italian Stallion, ready for another episode of Rebels with a Cause. You know what time it is, baby. It's 9 o'clock Tuesday night, which means it's that time for the cause, because the cause don't stop when the clock hits zero, baby. Got a show tonight that we thought we were going to talk about the great teams of the past of the Rebels football, but we've moved that to next week, just in time for the dead period to end. And unfortunately, it's with really sad news that I have to report that we lost a former Rebel guy I played with, guy that Shane and Two Pair also played with. And if anybody that's out there that played with Jason Day, share your stories tonight. If you want me to send you a link and bring you on, we can do that too. But tonight we are honoring the life and passing of Jason Day. And I just shocked me to get that news last week. It really rocked me to the core, being that we're all around that same age and so forth. But life is a very precious thing, and I'm not going to get on my soapbox. But that's why you really got to just and like just treasure everybody that's in your life, because tomorrow's not guaranteed, and I see it more and more as we get older. And it's just one of those things that Michael Lynn said it best. Shout out to him. I'm tired of seeing my teammates pass away, and we are far too young for this to be happening. And, I know that his family, his mom especially, is devastated. She was a wonderful woman, very kind, always there at the games and practices, and very supportive of the team. One of my favorite moms that was always there and always supporting us players. Another one that I think of is Luke Chandler's mom. She was very nice and very friendly, and just those type of parents that were always supportive of us, whether at the games or in the practice, always encouraging us. Key Griggs's dad stands out to me as well. Shout out to Key Griggs. So, but anyway, we'll talk about that. We've got some NBA draft to talk about. We got some NBA free agency, some WWE wrestling, and some news on the Rebel front of who we're playing in the Jamboree come here in less than almost coming up in a month. So it's getting here, guys. I'm really excited. Dead period's almost over. So shout out to Terry Maples, Fly High, J Day, number 68. Yeah, brother. Honestly, if you got any stories, definitely share them. Anybody out there that played with Jason or just knew him in the hallways and so forth, please definitely do so. But that being said, I also want to start off every show like I do every time, that the views and opinions of this program are not affiliated with those of any other organization or of West High School. These are solely myself, the Italian Stallion, Two Pair Tate, Brian Tate, and the statistician himself, Mr. Shane O'Mac, Shane McGee's. So, we are Rebels with a Cause, and this is our opinion, and this is our show. So, but that being said, I want to bring on my co-hosts one at a time and give them their proper introduction, like I do every week. Show them some love, whether you're watching this live or recorded. They put their time and energy into this show, and we love the supports, guys. Hit that like and subscribe button. Get it around to other past teammates and so forth, because football season is going to be fire. We're going for that three-peat. I feel it, and we're going to get there. But without further ado, I'm going to bring him on. He is my brother, my co-host, co-founder, came up with this show with me. Wouldn't want to be doing this with anybody else, including myself, including Shane, who I'm so glad has joined us as well. But without further ado, let's give some respect. He is the Mr. 2003 West. He is the voice of the Runnin' Rebels and Lady Rebels for going on 18 plus years. And I know that he's really super excited about this upcoming season with what Coach E and the boys are going to bring to the table going for that first ship. Without further ado, give him the love and respect he deserves. The one, the only, Two Pair Tate, Brian Tate.
Hey,
What
let's
is
make
up,
some noise for
man?
that. Let's make some noise for that. What's happening, man? Man, I didn't expect us to be doing this type of show tonight.
No,
Really
man.
didn't.
No.
Like, I really didn't. And this one hit close to home because uh, he was the first person I met when I moved from Mechanicsville to Presswick. And he was the first person to ever take me to football practice. He's the first person to ever get me on the track. He's the first person to take me to Sutherland Avenue courts. Uh, Dude is just he's bigger than life.
He
I
was.
I just remember him always having the freshest jerseys. Like he'd have a Terrell Davis Broncos jersey, a Marshall Faulk, St. Louis Rams jersey. I just always remember that. And then I remember when Tennessee beat Florida, I watched it at his apartment.
Wow.
Yeah, I
So are you
watched it
talking
at his
about the
apartment.
2001 game where Tennessee went down to the swamp and drained it?
No, not that one.
98?
98,
Wow.
98. I was
Wow.
at his house and watched it.
That's right. That's right. So,
That
wow.
was the first, like, that's like the biggest win in my lifetime was at his house. Like, biggest win that I saw
Yeah, because
as a part of
Tennessee
the,
got that monkey off their back and used it to really make that national title run 25 years ago. So
yeah.
26 years ago. So yeah.
And it was like Jason, I was at Jason Day's house watching it. And I remember before that game, we were playing Tecmo Super Bowl. Like we used to play the hell out of Tecmo Super Bowl. Um, nah, man, I just miss my guy. Like he truly was a larger than life figure, man. A
Yeah.
really larger than life figure. And when I first moved over there, he was just like a dude that welcomed me and welcome arms and played football with each other, basketball. Uh, and another friend that had passed was Santana Griffin, who played at Fulton, who was a close friend of J Days. Uh,
And I
just
saw
one of
that on his Facebook profile or on
yeah,
on his wall. I think he passed in 2016, so
yeah,
I hope
man,
that
yeah.
they're together riding high, flying high and so
It's
forth up
just
there. So, yeah.
wild to see that because I really looked up to those guys. You know what I mean? I really, really still do. As you know, Jason Day is an award-winning chef, um, and a lot of people don't. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know that. Like he's an
Mhm.
award-winning chef now,
Mhm.
and and to know him, man, he's just a really great dude, man,
Oh, yeah.
and
Yeah,
like
no, for
an
sure.
incredible dude.
Yeah.
It's so sad that he's passed, man. Like it, it's just not enough. It's not enough good things you can say about him, man. He's just a wonderful person, a truly wonderful person.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I want to bring on our other co-host. Um, he's our stats guy, and I can't wait to hear what he has to say, his thoughts on all the stuff that we're going to talk about, and also talk about Jason. And like I said, anybody in the chat box that wants to say a few things, please do so. If you want to come on the show, I can send you a quick link if you give me your email and so forth, and just say a few things about Jason and so forth. I know that there's a GoFundMe right now. I don't know if they've met their goal for a funeral and even transporting the body from down there in Georgia up here to Tennessee and so forth. So you can make a contribution. Somebody sent it or I saw it somewhere. I just don't know where it's at and so forth. But I'd love to share that information to any of our viewers out there that would love to make a contribution. I know that Mrs. Day and the family are absolutely devastated, and realistically. Any help that you can help with them during this difficult time would be very helpful. I know that when I lost my stepdaughter last year, that was very tough as well. So, but that being said, um, I do want to bring him on though with a proper introduction. He is our stats guy. He is father of the year as far as I'm concerned, and glad to have him aboard. He's a true rebel with a cause, hardworking guy. I don't think he ever sleeps, to be honest with you. He's either doing something with his kids, or he's coaching football, or he's working, doing all sorts of things. And I was glad to see he had a night to himself fishing. But without further ado, our stats guy, the one and only Shane O'Mac, Shane McGee. What is up, brother?
What's up, fellas? How y'all doing tonight? Man,
How you doing? Good, brother. Good, good, good. Oh, hey, Stallion, it was 83.
83.
83 to,
I'm going to
yeah,
change that
83.
right now. I'm going to change that right now. So, yeah, get that
man,
changed. So, yeah. You know, it's crazy. We have done shows about legendary sports figures who have either passed right after we had the show, right before the show, during that same week of a show, and in all different sports. And I'd like to at least maybe go one show without doing a rest in peace for somebody and so forth. But it
Mm.
really hits home when it's one of your former teammates. And the fact that he was only 41 years old, an award-winning chef, like you said. Let me just tell you this: not only was he larger than life, and he was an animal on the field, whether he was playing defense, special teams, tight end on offense. I mean, he
Mm.
was a bull, and I
He
never
was.
swear, I never thought that he would leave us so soon. Any of our teammates that we've lost along the way. But the thing that gets me the most is the fact that he always had a smile on his face. He
Mm.
was hilarious. And, much like Tim Thomas, who we lost back in October, this one just hits as well because it's like I looked up to those guys that were a year older than me, and they really made me want to be better because I was
Right.
behind him. He was starting tight end. I was a backup tight end. I started JV because he was starter on varsity, and he was way bigger than me. You know, he was what a tight end looked like back then. He could block, but he could also catch the ball. He was very athletic for his size. People don't realize that. I mean, he could block a punt. He was also the holder, the placeholder for Michael Smith when Michael Smith would kick it. Um, I mean, a lot of people don't realize that. Not to mention, he played defensive tackle or defensive end, depending on where they wanted him to line up on the line. I mean, I never felt that there was a play he wasn't out there on the field, and he left
He
it
was
all out there.
incredible.
He
He was
left it
incredible.
all out there, and
He
and he got
he
us
was
crunk.
incredible.
Yeah, and you remember
He could play the offensive line.
Yep,
He could play. I remember 01, he's on the offensive line. He's a guard.
yep.
On the 02 team, he's playing everything.
Yeah, he's everything. I mean, like literally, if you watch him, if you watched Jason, it's like, man, where does he get the energy? And he just left it all out there. And not to mention, before the games, he got us crunk. He was the one that would say, "Who run this here?" Not "Who runs this hill?" "Who runs this here?" And so forth. And he would get everybody up. And he was such a prankster and so funny. That football camp, going into his senior year and my junior year, the antics that were done there. Shane and me were talking off screen. It's not appropriate to talk about, but this thing that he did was talked about all season long,
Man,
and it was just,
he was
it was
great, man.
hilarious. I mean, like, and like you said, the jersey stood out. He was not only big, but damn, you could find him in the hallways, man. I mean, he was that dude with those freshest jerseys, man. You couldn't
The
have said that
freshest
any
jerseys.
better, any
The
better. So,
freshest jerseys.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
So. But I mean, Shane, you talked about you've just lost somebody too, that you served with and so
Yeah,
forth.
I actually lost two this week.
Yeah,
Like it's just, I mean, these guys are younger than me,
Mm.
and they're gone. It's just like I was talking off screen that if I count the amount of people we've lost from high school and I've lost throughout my military career, those numbers are 20, 30, 40 people.
Mm. That's wild, dude.
yeah.
That's wild, man.
Terry says it's on his post. Okay, I need to look that up then on Facebook. You guys keep talking, please. So yeah, thank you, Terry, for that. I knew it was somebody that I saw it on. So let me.
Man, that's
Last time I
that
saw
just
Jason was it was right before I got married the first time. So we're
mm.
talking March 2005. My ex-wife was friends with one of his relatives, and he'd be over there when I get over there. When I get over there, because ex was saying bye to all her friends because she was about to move out to California. He's always had a smile on his face, still making me laugh. Always had respect for Jason. He was a great dude. Just never one gone too soon.
Yeah, really,
He was
really,
a great
man.
teammate. He was an absolute great teammate, honestly. So
He was
yeah.
such a good dude, bro. Like a really just a really good dude. I really can't ever say anything bad about Jason Day. Like he was just a phenomenal dude, and then what he was doing in the culinary world too, man. Like you know what I'm saying? How rare is that? Like an award. one of your friends is an award-winning chef. Yeah, I mean, he's larger than life, dude.
He excelled at everything he did. He put his all into it.
He did, bro. He's just a hell of an athlete, hell of a person. Like, really good dude, man. It just sucks, man. It really sucks that we having to do a show like this to honor our friend. But
Yeah, and I want to give a shout
I
out
can't
to
even.
I want to give a shout out to TJ Blakely. He reached out to me, and just I know TJ's still struggling with the loss of his younger brother, and what that family's gone through. I mean, we've all lost a lot. I know that, and it's all hitting at once. It seems like, and it's just hard and so forth. It really is, and I hate that this was so um, unnecessary. I know that it's a perfect thing to just kind of just make sure that you're getting checked out by the doctors and things like that. And I know it's harder for us guys to admit, but we aren't spring chickens anymore, and you got to go
Mhm.
and get things checked out, with cholesterol, all sorts of things and so forth. And Terry, thank you. I
Absolutely.
found it in the comments. I'm going to put it up right now and so forth. You can go to GoFundMe. It was organized by Wayne Westmoreland, and it's funeral expenses for Jason Day. Right now, their goal was $15,000. They've received 46 donations in the amount of $3,025. So definitely go and donate, and hopefully they can get this taken care of to give him a proper burial and funeral to honor his life and so forth. So definitely look for that if you're watching this live or recorded. The GoFundMe and if you type that in, you should find it. Like Terry Maple said, if you're friends with him, it's on his comments down a little bit ways, and you can click on that and go from there. And what I'll do is I'll even see if I can post it on the show and so forth, or on the YouTube channel, and then kind of go from there. So yeah, for sure. But yeah. Um, like I said, if anybody else comes on or has things to say, please help yourselves. I know that Tuesday night's busy for some people. I know Michael
Hmm.
Lynn, Troy Smith with the time difference in Nashville, former teammates of ours that played with Jason, even the ones maybe the year before Jason and so forth. Steve Harmon, I know you watch the show. Anybody that really wants to chime in and kind of go from there. If you knew Jason, and just this one hits hard. This one hits hard,
Hmm.
especially we're coming up on a year in October when we lost Tim. So, and we've lost a lot. We've lost too many, and um, I hate it. I really do. Especially on the eve of another great football season. More than anything.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, man. It's really rough. Like,
it is. It
it's
is.
just, it's just rough, man. When you start losing guys you done play ball with, it's just like you don't even want to believe it. You
No, no.
you really don't.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like sometimes when we keep losing the guys that we grew up with, it's like teaching us either life lessons to appreciate those people while you got them. Man, like, that's why I say, like, Jason Day, all I can really say was he was larger than life, man. Like, just an incredible dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah, for sure. And you want to know something to go off on that too, pair. The thing is think about these kids that just graduated from West. They were back-to-back champs for
mm,
football, and they're bounded forever with that championship. I mean,
right,
I'm not going to try to be mean when I say this. We didn't win shit. Okay, but we still had a brotherhood. We're still a brotherhood. We're rebels with a
yeah,
cause. And that's the thing that I would love that these younger rebels understand, that we are the uncles, and so forth. And we got your back. We got your back this season. We've had your back. And then you
hmm,
guys, when you get to our age, there's going to be guys younger than you, your kids and so forth like that.
right,
And it's a brotherhood that's going to continue even after we're gone. That cause will never stop. And that's the one thing that I always want for everybody to realize and so forth, that even when the clock hits zero, that brotherhood will always be here, always. And it's
absolutely.
something really special. Terry writes, Day was a real one. He was friends with everyone. Preach. He was a gentle soul and would lay a slobber knocker on you, then help you up with words of encouragement. That is beautifully written and said.
Hmm.
Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Mm.
Yeah. Like I said, I mean, played, I feel like there was never a play he wasn't out there. Special teams, offense, defense. I mean, maybe got 2 plays off. He had to play the whole game. So,
Yeah, he was he was in it. He was in it, man. Like
yeah,
you
got you
you you
fired up.
can't say anything bad about Jason Day,
No,
bro. You just
no,
can't.
no, not at all. Not at all. So, yeah. Yeah.
Excuse
Like I said, we can talk about him throughout the night and so forth. We do have a show, and I know that Jason would want us to, talk some Rebel football and talk about us, what's coming up in the year. Thank God this dead period's almost over. I'm ready to see what happens on
One
Monday.
more, one
Yeah.
more. 6 days, 6 days out.
Yep, yep. So we're getting there. We're getting close. And the one thing that I did want to share is that today, and I shared it with you guys, and I'd love your thoughts. And you know me, I love to joke around and so forth, but I just find it funny that Fulton didn't want any more of West kicking their ass in 1 quarter or what have you
me.
like that, and that just shows how the mighty have fallen. And West has a very challenging schedule. We've talked about it on other shows, and we're going to continue to talk about it, especially as we get in the season and we know what the roster is officially looking like. But that being said, I do want to just mention that I love the fact that we will play anybody no matter what. And I swear to God that we really are that type of team that we're not afraid of anybody. And we'll play anybody to know where we're at. And the Knoxville Orthopedic Clinic released that schedule. Me and Shane talked about it before, too, Pair. It's a shame that this group of kids won't get to play at Neyland. I think it's because of the construction kind of going on, and and that sucks because we had that experience to get to play on that field. But without being said, it was gracious that Carnes and Gibbs are going to host these on 2 separate nights. Thursday.
Which one's hosting where?
Okay, so I'm going to start first. Thursday, August 15th is at Carnes. Okay.
Mm.
All right.
Yes.
The
That's true.
first, yeah, the first quarter is going to be Carter versus Webb. Okay. The second quarter is our West Rebels, the back-to-back defending champs, taking on the Grace Christian Rams off of Oak Ridge Highway.
Yeah,
Uh,
I live in between both schools.
Yes, yeah. So that's going to be an interesting challenge because they're in the private school league, although the smaller private school league. But still, it's going to be interesting to see how these two teams match up when they play.
Mm.
Both West and Grace. Then there's the halftime.
I've watched Grace. My daughter dated a boy on that team. It's going to be a quick first quarter.
So you think West is gonna roll it out there or what have you? So
Oh yeah, even going vanilla.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, you got undersized kids across the board.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, then South
DeRoche!
DeRoche, Captain Jack
DeRoche!
Keith, Captain Jack Keith.
DeRoche!
Hey, real quick, I got it. We got to throw it up there. We got to throw it up there real quick.
Ever since Big O has been saying that. DeRoche!
DeRoche. Hey, listen.
DeRoche!
What I'm gonna say is
Hey,
this.
that's gonna be the name they're gonna say all
Oh,
year.
dude.
DeRoche!
Without a doubt, DeRoche. I mean,
DeRoche and Keith.
I'm just gonna throw this out
The
there, man.
law firm of DeRoche and Keith.
DeRoche and yeah. Well, I mean, DeRoche needs some new. DeRoche needs some new running mates because the law firm of Smith, DeRoche, and Smith, the two Smiths graduated, so DeRoche needs some new partners or what have you up front. So, and I think we got some good ones, and they showed it in that spring game. So
They did. The defensive line looked really good, man, that spring game.
yeah.
Like the defensive line really looked good.
You want to know something? I have everybody seen it when I do the previews for the show and so forth. The newspaper clipping behind me with Marshawn Bowers and all of them, kind of like just like we did it 2 in a row and so forth like that. I love me some Marshawn Bowers, and I hope he kills it at Tennessee Tech. But the truth of the matter is, man. I'm excited to see from the spring game what Thunder and Lightning do. Tavian Ray and Messiah Wren. I'm excited, and that deep group stable of running backs. Honestly, I can't wait.
Yeah,
I really cannot. So
like
yeah.
it's a lot of speed in that backfield, man. It's a lot of speed in that backfield.
Shiftiness too. I mean, Shane pointed it out. There's some guys with some great vision back there that just elude tackles, and if they get to that second level, I mean, gone. Type of a thing. So home run hitters. But yeah, and then to finish out the third and fourth quarter of the first night, that Thursday night, it's South Doyle versus Carnes, and then
Mm,
Farragut versus Fulton. So
mm.
two first year coaches in Jeff excuse me,
Courtney.
Jeff Courtney, and then the gentleman that used to play quarterback for Fulton that's
Justin
now
Long.
Justin Long.
Yeah.
So it's going to be them
Yeah,
two
Justin
going
Long.
at it. I know it's not officially a win, but it definitely gets you ready for that first game the following week.
I can't. I really can't wait to see what Justin Long's offense looks like. Him being a state champion quarterback, getting to come back to your alma mater. It's pretty big. It's really big.
I'm curious if I'll be able to catch that game because the teams I coach play Thursday night.
Hmm.
Mm.
Interesting.
But
And it is
obviously,
and it is at Carnes. So if you're
yeah.
playing,
So
you're
we
probably
we
you're
won't
also.
we don't have a home. Well, I coach Keegan's team, which is a 6-year team. They play Saturday, but JV and varsity play Thursday, so it have to be in Lincoln.
Hmm. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. And then Friday the 16th, the following day, is going to be at Gibbs. Gibbs is hosting. And
Mm.
what's going to be interesting,
About time
you,
Gibbs posted something.
what now? What now?
It's about time Gibbs start hosting again.
Yeah, with that pretty stadium, we went live from
Hey,
there.
not gonna lie. Gibbs is a very nice. Like that's a really nice. Hey, to go on location at Gibbs for the first episode,
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Me and Terry were talking last night. How does Gibbs not have the best facilities, period, and everything, with Kenny Chesney and Morgan Wallen being graduates from
I
that?
know, right? I mean, who the hell do we have? We have the guy from Survivor, Coach, or whatever like that. So, I mean, yeah, but I mean, Central's got Casey Bellerini, I think, or is that her name?
Yeah,
So, yeah, but or Kelsey Bellerini, my bad.
yeah.
So, what is it? But going to the schedule, Halls versus the Kings Academy is the opening game. That second quarter game, if I'm available.
You got another public school versus private school.
Yep, you do. That second quarter game, I might just have to get over there and peek at the enemy. Powell versus Bearden is that second quarter, so that's going to be hype.
Ooh.
Um,
Yeah.
these
Ooh.
two teams basically have the same uniform, so it's going to be hard to tell them apart. But Hardin Valley is taking on the host Gibbs in that third quarter, and then
Mm.
Central versus Austin East. So we get to see Mr. Kevin Lane. Shout out to Kevin Lane against the return of Stanton Stevens. So I mean,
But was
I might have
was
to go both.
what hurts Austin East is Shane Cherry transferring
Oh, we
down
gotta
to the
talk about that, and,
Florida
and and that just
man.
made that basketball game a little less. Not that Austin East has tons of talent, okay, but you
But
don't have to worry about a guy that can get 30 points now. So
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
come
a
on.
big chunk of their offense.
Is gone.
And here's the crazy thing: we still beat those dudes by 30 with him.
Yeah,
So
and we've talked about it endlessly. That's where the peak was, and how good that team could have been if
yeah,
that team showed up
if
every
that team
night
showed up,
focused.
because it was like AE smacked West the first time. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Smacked him. But congratulations to Shane Cherry. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to his pops. Uh, just wanted to tell him like big congratulations, and you know what I'm saying, he's ecstatic about it, and I really think, you know what I'm saying, his brother is gonna have one of those phenomenal years to where he might be headed that way too, on the for real of how they
Mhm.
play. And
Yeah.
it's just big on how that kid prepares, what he does to take into his craft, and being one of the best that I've ever seen do it. Like Shane Cherry is one of the best players we ever seen. Like that man, Shane Cherry was must see TV. Like we went to a road game in AE to watch him just dissect us, and even though we won, it was like if this dude is that, like, he's one of them ones.
Hey, the reason he's that is because his name is Shane. That's why.
Yeah. Like, he was incredible.
Well, and I'm going to tell you this. This is going to give him an opportunity that he may not get noticed in East Tennessee, where now he's going to be on a big stage playing at a prep school that plays the best of the best, you know, and he's going to get noticed. I mean, and this could really, really be big for him to get a big time offer. Not that, let me tell you something, any offer is big time. But I'm talking some D1, you know, places where he ain't walking on. He might get a scholarship, honestly, with an NIL deal.
I will say this. He kind of reminds you of a little bit of Rod Dillingham, the way he plays a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
He's the number 2 player in the state of Tennessee. The number 2 player in the state of Tennessee. And I would love to see this guy stay in Tennessee for as if you got this guy right after Zakai Ziegler, you're throwing him the bag.
Mm-hmm.
Just throw him the bag.
Mm-hmm.
Throw him the bag.
And he can play.
He can play.
Yeah. Forget the size. He can play. He can play. So
yeah, like he good. He's real good.
Yep.
Like, yeah, he can play.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, when they said that he was transferring, I thought to myself, is he going to West? Like you know, I was like, is he going to West or whatever? Like what the hell happened there or whatever, you know? But that would be just sick. That would be just sick.
I first saw the
You want to talk about state champs?
It's over. It's over.
No, if you put that backcourt, it's just me. Yeah. I love our guys.
Oh, I love our guys. I take.
I love our guys. But if you told me that those guys are transferring to play with us,
yeah,
you know the rotations.
Ain't the banner now.
Yeah. You know the rotations with Kevin Jack, Devin Martin, Shane Cherry, Condis Cherry, Reese Clark. Yeah. Then you got Birch Dupree coming off the bench.
I know, it's sick. It would be just unfair. It would really be unfair. I mean,
Schuler coming off the bench.
Schuler off the bench. I mean, shoot. So
that would be. Oh my God.
Malik coming off the bench. Like.
Hold on.
Geez,
Mike Nelson and Malik.
Yeah, and our Prince. Our Prince, he
Fofana.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I love our guys, and I wish the Cherries great luck down there.
Oh, I do too.
But I'm telling you, like, I looked and I was like, dude, like, are you kidding me right now? But here's the thing: there's so many rumors going on, and here's the thing about our show. We just talk about our opinion. You know, we see things, we'll report things. We want to be as accurate as we can be. And if we mess up, we mess up. But the thing that I also want to say is, man, if you go on the coach team message board, there are so many things talked about right now with other schools, specifically that team that we play first, Bearden. And there's rumors, and Shane, I don't know if you know more about it because I know you're really not connected to them, but you're still connected to so many lines of communication with other coaches that maybe they heard it through the grapevine. But I'm hearing that Bearden got a big-time quarterback transfer from Horn Lake, Mississippi, who's a class of 2026, and there's talk that he could really make their offense really take that next level step if it all stays together right now. So
talking to one of my former players, ran into him was it last weekend? Yeah, I think it was last weekend. And so got Drew Perry, who's been their starting quarterback since he was a freshman. From what I've heard, moving him to safety and wide receiver, Drew is fast, Think of my speed back in high school.
Mhm.
That's pretty equivalent to where he was at. Probably about my height. But this new kid, I heard he's possibly going to be the starter. And I'll put Drew at safety and receiver.
Wow. So they'll have them both on the field and so forth.
Yeah.
So that
And then they still got the stable running backs that they've got. So
Jason Thompson, yeah, and then they've got, and even with the loss of Smith, they still have a pretty big offensive line in front of them and so forth
yeah,
that should be able to pass block and run block for those guys.
yeah.
So, yeah. So it's gonna be a tough game. It's gonna be a tough game. Honestly, a lot of people thought that Bearden would walk over West last year, and that's why they play the game. That's why it's a rivalry game. And
I knew it was going to be close because it's always been close.
yeah. So and like I said, I think that it's going to be a Bearden High School. I don't know why somebody posted that it was going to be up there for LMU. I think that they got confused because LMU is just hosting it. They hosted it last year in terms of being a sponsor, and the game was at West.
Yeah,
So
LMU Law School downtown or wherever it is, right there, the corner of that Summit, I think.
Yeah.
You know what would have been cool?
What's that?
If that West Bearden game was at Neyland Stadium.
That would be pretty cool.
We all know that game becomes, well, I know personally that game becomes standing room only.
That would be a great game.
Yeah.
Always that
if they had the West Bearden game at Neyland Stadium, you want to talk about tickets.
Mm-hmm.
There would be alumni driving back for that game.
Oh yeah, just to be at Neyland for that. So yeah, I mean, it's funny, and Shane, you can talk about it too, pair obviously as well. I'd love for you to chime in, and I mean, we've got so much to talk about for that game. The next 6 weeks are just going to go by so slow, and it's 6 weeks, guys. Can you imagine 6 weeks on that Saturday? But the what now?
I got 5 weeks.
5 weeks. It's 5 weeks. Yeah. So there you go.
My first fight, we played the week before.
Oh, for you guys. Okay. So it's right here, guys. It's coming, And so my point though, like my sister graduated from Bearden, and I always asked her, I said, in your opinion, where is the game more fun played? Is it more fun at Bearden or is it more fun at West? And she argued Bearden, not because she graduated from there, but because we're all on that one side. And there's not much blocking, everybody on that one side just looking at each other, barking at each other. When the game's at West, you're barking across the field, and there is a huge, significant amount of space.
And at Bearden, they do not allow anyone over to the opposite side of the track. So, like, back in the day, you see people walking the track the whole time.
Yeah.
Now it's blocked off.
Yeah, and that used to be the visitor side over there. Now that's their home side because they used to be the home side where they were closer to the stands. They were on.
Yeah, they did it so the crowd could get into it more.
Yeah,
but even my daughter, she's at Bearden. Both my daughters have been Bearden. The student section just doesn't get into it. Unless they do it for Farragut.
They only get into it for Farragut, and the thing is,
I think the reason now is the zone isn't as split like it used to.
It's not.
Like if you drew a line down Francis, Van Osdale, and Morrell, half the kids were going to Bearden Middle, and then you split there, or almost all those kids were going to Bearden Middle. You split that right down the middle. You were at West or Bearden, so you all grew up together. Now it's pushed out further west, to where more kids are in that area go to West. They don't go to Bearden. Like 5% of Bearden Middle's population goes to Bearden now.
It's true.
Well, you got Farragut, which is still all over there. So those kids are more closer than we were in our era, where it was you were right there. Like you take our class from Bearden Middle back in 98, 99, we were split down the middle. Like they were having to school visit day, like you were having to bus the whole 8th grade to 2 different locations.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Two-Pair, what do you think? Is it more exciting at Bearden or is it more exciting at West, man? What do you think?
Exciting at West. It's more exciting at West. It only because West, you were able to walk on the track You know what I mean? Like for as like the basketball guys, if we weren't playing football, you know what I'm saying? You got to really. So I like the way they have it because Bearden has got that whole side to
Hmm.
themselves, and we've got our whole side to ourselves.
And there's two end zone seats too. Like our band
Mhm.
occupies one of them. Overflow for
I,
beer could
I
technically
like
be behind
I
that
like
goal
the
post.
hostility of Beardens when it comes to that game because you were right there. Like you win, you're turning looking at the whole student section. You're right there. All the fans are there. Like there's only two gates to get out of there.
And
And you
that band is big too.
Oh yeah, Bearden's always had a huge band. Them and Farragut have always had huge bands. I mean, honestly.
they
So
need Bearden needs to make a section just for the band that's not in the stands. And they need to do a West has to have bleachers on either end if they could, which would be a little hard for Bearden given the way the field's set up. But if you open up all those stands to everyone and not the band in both sections, because they allow the other band to travel also, then they get their section. You get so many more people in there if you took
mhm.
out the band section.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I look. I played on both. I played in both stadiums. I played for both Bearden and West, and so forth. And I'll tell you this: when the crowd is into it at both stadiums, they can be electric. They really can. Um, I just feel that that game at West last year in particular, as hot as it was, it was an amazing turnout. It really was. And I remember the game a couple years before that was played on a 7:30 at night, and there was a hell of a turnout too. And standing room only. There really was people on the track and all sorts of things. So
You had everybody from like you had all the other high school kids coming in because the game's on Saturday,
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
only being played. So that's the place for everyone to be.
Yeah. Well, and you know, you mentioned here's the other thing too. Yes, I get the Bearden Farragut rivalry, and I'm not trying to disrespect it, but here's the thing. I think that there's people at Bearden that are going to make it more because as we keep collecting ships, that is you want to knock off the team that's
Yeah,
collecting ships,
yeah.
okay? Honestly.
And geographically, West is still the closer school to Beard.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I did the distance one day. Can't remember
That's
what
right.
it
You did do the distance. That's
was.
right. You
It
did.
was like maybe 5 miles,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
And
I
And
remember
truth be told, Bearden Elementary School was Bearden High School before they moved over to Gleason.
yeah,
So look how much even closer they
my
were.
mother was the last class to graduate from Bearded Junior High.
Mm.
Bearded Middle was built. And grew up in the same house my mom, my aunt, and my uncle did. They all went to Bearded. And then the zone changed at some point between when they graduated and I went to West.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the great days of Bearden Middle School, man.
You
The
know,
great days of Bearden Middle
and
School.
like I said, we're 6 weeks away from that grudge match, and I can't wait, guys. And you know, with it being a Saturday, maybe we go live from there. You know, maybe we go live from that first one and see how it goes. And you know, what would be even real special is if it is a noon game. You know, afterwards, win or lose, we still go live just to talk about it. You know, at 3 o'clock, 3:30, whenever it's done, and the fact that the game's going to be on TV and then you know we'll be there live. I'll be working, but then you know to book it down to the parking lot and get set up after the game and so forth, that'd be pretty fire.
Yeah,
It
I,
really
got,
would be pretty
I
fire.
don't know what my schedule looks like yet because I'll be coaching at some point that day.
Yeah,
So I'm hoping it's a night game.
yeah.
But my sixth grade team will be playing.
I think that with Bearden being the host, I'm not saying Josh wouldn't play in the day again, but I would say that it was so damn hot last year.
Well,
I would just say
the
7:30.
only reason they played the noon game last year is because
ABC.
ABC
They had the
Packer has that deal with them, but the Titans had a preseason game that was going to get aired that night at the same time frame. So for television reasons, they had to move it to noon.
Gotcha. So this might all depend on if the Titans have another game that same Saturday preseason or something
Yep.
too. So because the game is going to be on WATE, that's what's so special. You're not, no offense, you're not relegated to the CW or the second network. You're going to be on prime time WATE. So yeah.
No,
That's big.
no more my VLT or whatever it was. That was the
No,
alternate.
because Packer, I guess, had a falling out with WVLT and now
August the
WATE.
24th.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's
August the
gonna be here,
24th.
man. It's gonna be here. So, but yeah, so like I said, I'm very curious about that jamboree, and like I said, I would love to see how Powell and Bearden match up because we play both of them first and last game of the regular season, and obviously we want to win them all. But that Powell game is way more important because whoever wins that game is going to have that home field advantage as region champ. No disrespect to Central or Heritage or Halls even because they're all going to be improved. But realistically, look who your last three state champions were in 5A. Powell and now West. I mean, so it comes to that game, as Mark Packer said, in 5A as far as the East Tennessee representative goes. Now, you've got some other teams that could jump in there, like in Oak Ridge with Derek Rang. I know it's going to take him a minute. Scott Cummings doing his thing over at Lenore City. Clinton's a mess right now, but I'm just saying there's other teams that might make that jump. But until you show me that you're better than Powell or West, don't talk to me right now. Honestly,
Mm.
show it on the field because right now
Hmm.
they've ran the show in 5A the last 3 years. Ask Paige. Paige has 3 silver balls because of those two teams, 3 of them. So
Mm.
yeah, but
Mm.
but
Well said.
let's get to the NBA draft, okay? And listen,
Oh man.
let me tell you
Let's
something.
talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Let me get that. Let me get my little banner up. Where's my little
Let's get the
banner?
little banner,
Where's
banner,
that banner?
banner, banner, banner,
NBA
banner.
drafts. So yeah.
Yeah. Let's hear it.
Two pair. I'm gonna let you lead us first. Shane, you go, and then I'll go. What were your impressions of the 20? I guess this is the 2024 NBA draft. Technically, that's what it was.
Mhm.
So yep.
Um, I'm gonna say this. I I there's a few picks that I didn't think were gonna happen, and for me, I did not see Dalton Connect dropping that far. I didn't think he was. I didn't think he was gonna drop out of the lottery like that. Like, and then it ended up working out good for
Mm-hmm.
him.
It worked out perfect for him.
Yeah, it's like it worked out perfect for him.
Well, can I just ask this real quick? If you would have told me before the draft that
Mm.
Dalton Connect and Jared McCain, who were lottery picks, dropped out of the lottery, but they fell into fantastic situations, each of them, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I mean,
they
especially with
did.
what the Sixers just did. We'll talk about free agency, but
Man,
my God, like,
good.
are you kidding me? Like, you were you were at the what is it? The green room? Is that where they invite you if you're going to be
Mm-hmm.
called pretty early? But you couldn't have asked to be a part of two great teams, or the potential of two great teams if the pieces all fit. And so especially Dalton Connect, I mean, Showtime over there. I mean,
Man, and
He's
you
going
get to play.
to show the other 16 teams that they should have picked him.
oh yeah, oh
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Now, here's a few. Here's a few picks. Atlanta, I just don't get what you're doing. This you trade away DeJounte Murray and you draft this guy that I just was not impressed with. Uh,
I thought Alex Sarr was supposed to be the number one pick.
I
What
thought
what
Sarr
the
was going
hell
to be
are
the
they
number one
doing
pick.
over there? They stink. They
The
stink.
the Hawks stink. The Hawks
That
stink.
is horrible.
And it fall they and Sarr falls right into the lap of the Wizards. Now Reed Shepard can play.
Yeah.
Reed
Oh yeah. No.
Shepard can play.
Well, remember that was talk. Like let's just say this, two pair. If they made a rule that, you had to actually play in the US to be drafted, and they ignored the foreign players. Technically, Reed Shepherd was the first college player taken, and that's who they were saying even before Kentucky got bounced in that tournament early. Reed
Yeah.
Shepherd was the consensus number one pick before these two French guys got picked or what have you first. So,
Right.
yeah.
Right. He
Larry
just
Frank's on
played.
here, by the way. Cut Brawny. We'll get to that in a minute. We'll get to that, Larry. I
Oh man,
promise.
we'll get to that. We'll get to that. That's
Yeah.
funny as
So,
hell. And
sheesh.
shout out to Larry Frank, man. That's funny as
Cut Brawny. And then I heard today that he signed a damn rookie salary thing. So not that he needed any extra money, but he's set.
That woke
So
me up. That was funny. That was funny. Now I will say I like what the Spurs did with Stephon Castle from UConn.
yep.
I think he locks guys up. He can score at a high clip. He can play with guys. He like knows what he's doing. Now the Dillingham to the Spurs then goes to
The Timberwolves.
Minnesota was
Hmm.
that was crazy. Like Minnesota just got two guys that can go.
Yeah, they did.
Like that backcourt can go now. Like think of those dudes trapping on the defensive end. Like
Hmm.
they could be one of the best defensive backcourts up there with. They're trying to combat Boston. Everybody's trying to combat Boston. Now, the pick that hurts the whole state of Tennessee is Zach Edey to the Memphis Grizzlies.
And can I just say this? I'm glad because that's what I was going to touch on. My
Yeah,
thing was we were talking that it might go to our Heat, and it looked like the Heat were going to draft a center regardless. And I think that the
regardless.
Khalil Ware pick is good. He can shoot the three. I think
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
going to be
yeah,
a good
yeah.
pick, and so forth.
I like
Um,
Khalil Ware from Indiana.
yeah.
I like, and he's got a Heat attitude.
Hmm.
He's got a Heat attitude, and it's
Yeah.
like you can tell Heat guys.
Yes.
And
Yep.
he's already saying, "Yeah, put me at the 5 and move Bam to the 4."
Absolutely.
Yeah, let let
Yeah.
let 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 me back him up.
And that just tells me that
That's
if
the guy that's gonna help Bam get Defensive Player
yeah.
of the Year.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And honestly, like that just shows me that the Heat were going to take a center regardless, and that
Oh
just
yeah,
shows that
oh
Jimmy
yeah.
Butler wasn't going to go nowhere, he was going to stay, and maybe they just don't have those health issues that they've had the last couple years, it seems like. Larry also threw out there cut Bronny and his daddy. Well, like I said, we'll get to that in a minute.
Nah, man,
Yeah,
I ain't
yeah,
gonna lie. If it was me, I would have did the same thing.
yeah.
If you got the power like that, I mean, I would have did it too.
Absolutely, absolutely.
But
Well, and we'll talk about that. That's another discussion for later
that's
in the
another
show
discussion.
about
Yeah,
like
way
about
another discussion.
about how these fathers are promoting their sons, and there's some backlash there. Love these
Yep.
men or
Hey,
hate
check
them.
this out.
Yeah,
Didn't like Bill Belichick hire his son?
uh huh, yeah,
Didn't Mike Shanahan hire
yep.
Kyle
Preach,
Shanahan?
preach. Don Shula,
Did
Don Shula did it
Don
back in
Shula
the
hire?
day.
Did he hire Dan
D-
Shula?
Don Shula hired Dave Shula, who then got hired by the Bengals and was horrible. He was a disaster over there. And then, of course, the other son, Mike Shula, was before Saban at Alabama, if everybody remembers that. So, yes. So,
like
yeah.
Bobby Bowden, Terry Bowden,
Yep.
Tommy Bowden.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. Jeff Bowden was the worst one, right? I mean, at least Terry and Tommy won it, Auburn and Clemson, respectively. It was Jeff Bowden that everybody couldn't stand with the horrible offenses as Seminole fans or whatever. So, but I'm just saying that you can't fault these fathers for hyping up their sons, whether you like LeVar Ball or you like Deion Sanders or you like LeBron James. Listen, I would do it for my sons. I would, I wouldn't even hesitate and so
Not
forth,
not even
so
hesitate.
yeah,
Not
for
even
sure. For
hesitate.
sure. Can I give you a head scratcher real quick? Okay, because remember,
Yeah.
everybody knows that I love the Miami Hurricanes in football, but as you've pointed out, two pair, I root for them in basketball. I root for them in baseball, and so the thing is that I made it clear that after that magical Final Four run last year, it was such a disappointing stink fest of a season for Jim Larinaga and that group. But the fact that Keyshawn George, who I don't even remember really making that big of an impact for the Canes when he was out there, got
Mm-hmm.
picked in the first round by the Knicks only to be traded to the Wizards. And it's like, it's all on potential. He's got height, but Two
Yeah.
Pair, when I say this, it's like, great, Miami got another number or a first round pick in basketball, but I don't see it. Like, I wouldn't have
You
put a
didn't see it
draft.
at all?
No. I mean, and he was
Uh,
injured. The team was just a disaster. They stunk. I can't say it enough. But
that team was bad.
they were
It just
bad.
was
No,
bad.
Norchad
And
O'Meara, they were horrible. Wooga Poplar. I mean, it really
but
showed how
but
much
he
they
just
missed
has the
Wong.
he's just a super athlete, man.
Yeah, he's
Like
got height. He's got height. So.
he's 6'7" with a 6'10" wingspan, and he hit better than 40% of his threes.
Mm-hmm.
He averaged 7.6, 3 rebounds, 2.6 assists per game. So
Can I also throw something else out there too? Um, do the Suns just want to be Denver's bitch? I mean, like, I'm just going to throw that out there. Why in the world would you draft Deron Holmes and help the Nuggets get better? Deron Holmes was one of the best players in college basketball the last 2 years for
at
Dayton.
Dayton,
If
yeah,
anybody watched Dayton, Deron Holmes was like, Deron Holmes almost went out of the draft last year. He almost went to the draft last year, but he came back for his senior year. He had a bunch of NIL offers from teams that wanted him to jump ship, but he stayed the course with Dayton. They did win that first round game, came back from that big deficit, lost in the second round. But my point is that the Suns drafted him only to trade him and got Ryan Dunn from Virginia.
Ryan
Does anybody
Dunn.
remember what Virginia did in that first round of the tournament? It wasn't
Hey,
even the
yeah,
first round. It was the first four,
it
and
was
they got ran
crazy.
off the court by the damn Rams of Colorado State. They stunk. So,
Mm.
I mean, the Suns are just the Denver's bitch,
So
honestly.
hold on,
Simple as
what
that.
round did what round did what round did it happen? Oh, Deron 22nd
Yeah,
pick.
he was the 22nd pick.
22nd pick.
Larry's showing his Ducate right here. Don't know if the Suns are Denver's bitch, but Redick is definitely going to be LeBron's bitch.
I mean, he got his draft pick.
Yeah, well, he did get his
Yeah.
draft pick. He did get he did get Dalton. So,
No, I'm talking about LeBron made sure his son got drafted too.
in the second round, yeah. So, and that was a
Hey,
Clippers pick. That was the
I've
Clippers pick given to the Lakers. So, Jesus. Oh,
and oh man, it looks. I don't know what the hell the Clippers are doing.
oh,
I don't know
giving
what the
up,
Clippers are
giving up. I
I
mean,
don't know what the
honestly.
Clippers are doing.
Has anybody else watched Clip, the Hulu series about the Clippers?
Yeah.
Oh,
I need to watch that still. I still need to watch
How,
that.
how bad is the casting? Oh my god.
oh,
Hey, it's like those guys that they got for that movie of the Full House, the real story. That guy didn't even look like Dave Coulier. And then the guy they got that played John Stamos. I mean, that's an insult to John Stamos. I mean,
I think Lifetime they started casting that Hulu did for this movie.
Mm-mm.
oh, a couple of surprises, by the way.
Mm-mm.
I am shocked. Maybe shocked is not the right word, but the fact that Tyler Kolek from Marquette fell from the first round to the second round, and
Yeah.
not only did he get drafted by the Blazers, he got traded to the Knicks. So he's actually a New York Knick now. So they've added a solid 3-point shooter in Tyler Kolek, and then the story of the draft that I don't even know what the hell to believe. This woman, this 27-year-old woman, that has brainwashed and made Kyle Filipowski a Mormon and made him stop talking to his twin brother and family. And because of this whole thing is why he dropped all the way down and got drafted by the Utah Jazz on top of it all. You can't make this up. That guy just sucks at life, and he has literally been in the news, and he's done absolutely nothing with his college career or nothing. But that was the story. And then he threw a tantrum walking out of the draft, and he's with this 27-year-old woman. He's barely 18 or 19 and so forth, and she's preyed on him since he got to Duke. And she's converted him to Mormon, and he's cut off all ties from his family. And apparently the story is that the NBA draft teams, when they were doing the interview process, learned about this, and that's why he dropped all the way to Utah for the 32nd pick, second pick in the second round.
But how funny is it that he goes to Utah, the home of the Mormon religion?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it was like did Utah send him? I don't even know who's Utah's coach right now, but did they send her and say, I must get Filipowski, come get him, or what have you? I mean, and listen, she's a babe. She's a babe. If you saw her, she's a babe. Oh, yeah. I mean, she's not ugly, but I was like, come on, you're 27 and you're going after this 17-year-old, 18-year-old. I mean, what the hell, man? Come on.
With your 20-year-old, little 20-year-old.
And then here's the other thing is they can't do stuff without a third person involved. I saw a video about this. You know, they get together, a third person moves the bed back and forth.
Oh,
you can't thrust.
Oh my God. Oh my Lord. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. What John Shire had to put up with Kyle Filipowski for 2 years, I can't even imagine. So yeah, but whatever. Okay, so let's talk about the magical pick there at number 55. The Lakers drafted Bronny James. So let's talk about it. How's Summer League gonna go, guys?
I mean, we can finally get to see. Like, we got to remember, like, he's coming off a fatal, like, almost, you know, saying a life-threatening moment. Like, we do got to remember that.
Yeah.
So it's just gonna be interesting to see how he's gonna come out.
I still think he showed true for though.
Yeah.
I think he needed a true year.
He did. He did need a true year. I think he needed a true year too.
Yeah. Well,
like Rick Paul really set the thing out to all teams. If you draft him, he's going to Australia.
Yeah.
He really used some Eli Manning shit there, guys, to be honest with you, you know, and he's not he wasn't even like Eli Manning. At least Eli Manning showed he could play quarterback or whatever like that and had the Manning name behind him and everything. But so yeah. I'll tell you one that kind of surprised me a little bit. I'm surprised he fell this low. Harrison Ingram for North Carolina, but damn, did he wind up in a nice situation with the Spurs in the second round. I mean, he really did.
I like Harrison Ingram, man.
Yeah. Magic drafted Antonio Reeves from Kentucky only to trade him to the Pelicans. So the Pelicans beefed up in that front court a little bit as well.
A lot of trades that night.
Oh, my God. It took forever. I mean, my God. That's why you had 2 days. Everybody was trading somebody. They didn't like their position.
What was bothering me was the analysts were pretty much telling you who was getting picked and where they were going before the announcement was made.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Silver should have not even gone up there or whatever his name is. So, yeah, I mean.
Like, even like, you know, they kept talking about Dalton Connect. And then right before he was getting picked by the Lakers, it all stopped it up. Everybody's going.
Yeah. Well, you know, the other thing, too, is that like Mel Kiper and Todd McShay, you've got Jay Billis as best available, and I mean, whether you love or hate Jay Billis, he does know the game, and I trust he'll tell you who stinks and who's good and what have
Yeah,
you. And I was just very shocked that the teams were not even going by that. Where in the NFL, I feel they go, but they're kind of more on the same page with the
yeah,
McShay and Kiper, but.
yeah.
Where
Like
are they drafting these guys from? Like, who
Mm.
evaluated is what I'm getting at.
the amount of French guys that were drafted.
Takeover. The
Uh,
French takeover. Yep. Yep.
that was happening. Like, this is from the guys that you saw internationally because the game is going more global. And then with NBA Africa, you're going to see more African basketball players in the next
Mhm.
2 to 3 years.
There's a guy they're already touting could be the sixth pick in next year's draft, Kaman Malwak. And he is going to go to Duke next year. And from what I understand, he's playing on the South African team in the Olympics in 2 weeks or what have you. So Kaman Malwak already touted as the sixth draft pick if the draft was tomorrow, ranking all
Mm.
those guys and so forth. So it's awesome that you brought up that the NBA Africa thing. Honestly, like that,
Yeah.
there's going to be some dudes over there, and they've had guys from Africa in the past that have impacted the league. Obviously, the show of Manute Bol. Luol Deng was a solid player from Sudan for many years for the Chicago
Mm.
Bulls. So I'm just saying that there are those type of dudes and Australia has had some success in the league. I feel in the past as well. So yeah, but Wait, here we go.
Absolutely.
Larry Hayton. Well, Larry can talk about his Bulls all day long. Shouts out to the Chicago Bulls. They've once again not done shit in the draft to improve. Play in, tourney loss, loading again. Yep, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Who did they pick, by the way? Matas Buzelis from the G League
Buzelis.
Ignite. Who
They
was
picked
that? Who is
Buzelis.
this? Who is
So,
he?
so
Oh, they did pick
going back to
Buzelis.
going back to that
Let me
fifth
look
pick,
at Buzelis. Let me look at Buzelis.
No, what were you gonna say? What were you gonna say, Shane?
going back to that 55th pick,
Yeah.
does drafting Bronny improve the Lakers at all?
No, unless it makes LeBron try harder or be happy or whatever like that. I
Mm.
guess if he
I,
if he
I
gives a
mean, they haven't made a single splash in free agency. You draft your star player's son, which I mean, we've never seen that in the NBA. I
Mhm.
mean, obviously he's got talent, he's there, but how does this improve the team? Like I can see where Connect improves the team. You get offense immediately. And the excitement they showed when they drafted him shows like, okay, this like we lucked out here. But like Bronny knew he was going there. They have all the cameras on. Like I didn't like the pick. I think it would have been better if he had the skill set, we saw the tape, and he went to a team that would actually use him, not to just keep their star player happy.
You know what I think is really funny? Speaking of sons that got drafted, he had a second son drafted. Doug Christie's son, Cam Christie, got drafted by the Clippers, 46 overall, and his brother Max plays for the Lakers, which that's kind of funny if you think about that. So yeah, Doug Christie, who played for the Kings, has two sons, one playing for the Lakers and now another one
That's
playing for the
pretty cool.
Clippers. That's
That's
awesome
pretty
for Doug
cool.
Christie. So
That
yeah,
is pretty cool.
yeah. I mean,
That's pretty cool.
let me ask you this. I thought the Trailblazers made a good pick with Donovan Clingan.
I like Klingon.
He's a beast.
He's a
So
beast.
yeah.
Like I like the UConn guys.
Oh yeah,
Like
they were
the
solid.
UConn guys were just solid basketball players, and for a guy like Danny Hurley to be in that green room, like with back-to-back championships, and then Tristan Newton going to the Indiana Pacers.
Hmm.
Um, Man, it just says a lot for that program. I think Cam
Hmm.
Spencer got drafted as well.
I believe he did. I believe he did. Um, Hold on one
Let me
second.
see.
Yeah, he got drafted by the Pistons only to be
Yeah,
traded to the Grizzlies. So the Grizzlies got Cam Spencer. So yeah. Um, two other draft picks that I wanted to bring up that were solid players in college. And I think that they got some decent situations of where they got drafted. I like Missy out of Baylor. He's an athlete. He got drafted by the Pelicans at 21. And then the Celtics, I thought, got a great pick with number 30 to go to from Creighton, Baylor Shireman and so forth, a shooter from them. So, and Creighton had a really good season. We got to see him when Creighton played the Vols. So,
I like Baylor Shireman.
so the Celtics loaded up again with another great draft pick, and then they make the news switching over to the free agency part of it. So we can talk about that. Is they made Jason Tatum the biggest offer ever, and now they're being sold at the same time. So who the hell's going to pay this major contract is what I'm curious about. So shoot,
not the people that design the contract. Like, look, I pay this dude about 300. We gone. We gone in 2 weeks.
Deuces.
We got a championship. We out.
hey, this is a worst. No, listen, I'm not disrespecting Tatum when I say this. This is more money than the great dig that they did to make that tunnel in Boston that took so many damn years or whatever. This is like just unbelievable.
This is funny, man.
Right here, so.
Like this is real funny because it's like, dang, man, y'all just got a championship. You just paid Jason Tatum this money, and now y'all selling it in 2 weeks. The jig is up.
Hey, I'm going to tell you this, man. The crap that is going on in the NBA, I just cannot believe it. This is a circus. Yeah. I mean, it really is. Yeah. You had a shitty NBA Finals, and now you've just managed to outdo yourselves into this walkway of crap. Honestly, I mean, you really have. So it's unbelievable. So yeah.
Mm-mm.
And what about this contract and then Paul George, Mr. Reliable there. Oh man, listen, I'm an Indiana Pacer for life. Leaves. I'm an LA Clipper for life. Leaves.
No,
OKC leaves. LA Clipper. I'm an LA Clipper for life, man. We're gonna hammer this one home. Leaves. I mean, good God. So
you don't need loyalty anymore.
Oh, what's that?
Well, we grew up on it's gone.
No.
Like there's no rivalries in the NBA. There's no. It's gorgeous.
Well, and you want to know something? I'm starting to see something transpire from the NBA to now college football with all this people can leave and go wherever. You're going to start seeing super teams. The fact that running back from Oklahoma State is now at Georgia, like the rich needed to get richer. Are you kidding me? I mean, they have a stable of running backs anyway. Why'd they have to add that guy or whatever? I mean, they can do it. That's up to them. But damn, I mean, that's what you have the NBA is all these super teams forming and everything like that.
Super teams.
And it's not working.
No. I mean, the Celtics proved that you need to have a couple superstars, a couple of role players, and you got to gel, and you have to have good coaching, and it's a wrap or whatever. So, but I just cannot believe that the Clippers did nothing with all that they had over there. And I just think it's that organization. I just think they're just a jinxed organization.
Westbrook, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, James Harden. What did it do? Like, what did it do? What did it do? What did it accomplish? Like, they just, that was just a failed experience. And Kawhi wasn't healthy enough in so many playoffs. And then P, the way he played in the bubble still sticks out for people. Like, I think they only got the one conference final.
I think Kawhi should have stayed in Toronto. He could have been they would have built statues to him in Toronto, to be honest with you.
He should have stayed in Toronto.
Yeah. And he was discovered by the Spurs. He started with the Spurs before he, and it also shows the level of coaching has gone down that he's gotten, over at the Clippers. Larry, I'm glad you mentioned Donovan Mitchell recently with the Cavs. Oh, what were you going to say, Shane? I'm sorry. What'd you say?
We have with Pop. Popovich, probably best coach he had.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
And then probably the next best one would be T. Lue.
Yeah.
T. Lue is a hell of a coach.
Yeah.
T. Lue is having to deal with those type of attitudes, egos, and is having to win basketball games. That's tough to do.
Yes, it
and
is.
he showed he could do it. It was just in the playoffs. He just looked like they were just outmatched or outwilled and outplayed and out hustled and out everything.
Hmm.
And as you don't say that about a T. Lue team.
Hmm. And then Clay Thompson. The dynasty is officially over now with the Warriors. Clay Thompson, and he told the Lakers to f off, according to Larry here, or whatever like that. So
I was actually
And
reading.
then
I was actually reading about that earlier. Uh, Part of it's just due to the amount of taxes he would have to pay staying in California compared to what he'd pay in Texas.
oh, no doubt. Oh, no doubt. And the Mavericks got another player to help out. So the attention wasn't so much on
Yeah.
Kyrie and with Luca. It seems like
But
so.
but Clay's daddy's upset because he
Oh
didn't join the Lakers.
well.
But he's an analyst for the Lakers, and where he was at, and they were good to his family back in the Showtime era.
Hmm. Yeah.
yeah, that era was something
Well, my
special.
question is this: do the Warriors just go back to obscurity of like they were before
Ooh,
all this? I mean, do they really? I mean, before that, the only people that I can remember that played for them, were like Chris Mullen and Tim Hardaway before they actually found success in Indiana and Miami, respectively, later on in their careers
Hmm.
or whatever
Aaron
like that.
Davis,
So, I mean,
uh, Richardson,
that.
who else was up there?
I mean, I just don't know. I mean, I think right now, what is Curry going to do? Is he locked in for another year? Is his free agency next year, or does he ask for a trade? Like, what happens with Steph Curry at this point?
I mean, he is that
Um,
at this point. But it's weird keeping Draymond and getting rid of Clay.
That is stupid because it was the Splash Brothers. I mean, come on. So
yeah, that's
Mitch
just
Richmond, that
sad.
was it. Mitch Richmond. Yep, yep.
It's
So.
just sad we will never see the Splash Brothers again, man.
No, no. I mean, and they were a dynasty, and it just seemed after they lost that one title, that was the end of that to Toronto. I mean, so yeah.
Dang, man, it's like, well, they did get back and they beat Boston.
Hmm. Hmm. What about let me ask you this. What are some other moves? So the Sixers are now with Paul George. They got Tyrese Maxey, is that correct? Or they had him signed?
Hmm.
I'm trying to see the Sixers have like this like pretty good team they're forming.
Yeah, I mean with Paul George, Maxey, Embiid, Kelly Oubre. Trying to think of somebody else that they have.
Yeah,
Da, da, da.
Maxi reported 5-year, 204 million extension. Okay.
Ooh,
Yes. Yes.
What's his name?
ooh.
That could be he's a non-drafted free agent with the Warriors.
Really?
Yep, he's gonna work out with them.
Huh. That's true. Well, like I said, I once again, um, the Sixers are definitely trying to contend and help Joel Embiid, and try to take down the Celtics because that's what it is now. It's trying to take down the Celtics at this point. So.
Yeah, that's what you really got to do. You playing catch up to what the Celtics are doing, and you're gonna constantly keep running behind them in order to get to a championship. You got to go through that. You got to go through that Celtic pride. It's
Hmm. And then
hard to win.
and then you've
It is
got and
hard
then
to
you've got
win,
in the
man.
Western Conference, everybody was catching up to the Nuggets, but I think the Mavs are right there. The Timberwolves look like they gotten a little bit better. I mean, so that's going to be a bloodbath out there again, I think. So, and
Hmm.
where do the Lakers fit? I mean, where do they fit and so forth? I mean, at this point. So, yeah. What
Hmm.
were they? The 7 seed, the 8 seed or what have you last year?
What is seventh? Uh, think they were 7th.
And the Thunder beat them and knocked them out. Whoever the 2 seed was.
And yeah, let me see, because the Thunder played does Thunder play? I think who you play? Um, dang, I just forgot the name of this movie. Who played the
Oh, it was the
Thunder?
Nuggets. No, the Nuggets knocked him out.
Nuggets.
That's right.
Nuggets.
The
My bad.
Nuggets. Yeah, the Nuggets knocked him out
I couldn't
in a
think.
gentleman's sweep. No, you're good. No, it's been a minute. So, but that's how irrelevant they were. And if they end up going up against the Nuggets again, they will get their ass handed to them again 4-1 or 4-0 again. So, yeah, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I hope Dalton does good for him. I do. You know what I
Oh
mean? I
my
hope Dalton
God,
does good for him. So he was
he's
looking
the one.
fresh that night. So
He's the one guy you're rooting for. Just because of
without a
and
doubt.
what he brings to the table. He brings everything to the table. Like he's an elite scorer. He can shoot. He can put the team on his back for a few times if need be. Like he lives for the big moment. He'll defend when need to. Like he was a very good defender by weeks ending season by the season ending. He was locking up.
Hmm. So everybody needs good 3-point shooting, good shooters and scorers and so forth in this league. This league has become
Hmm.
scoring. So yeah,
It has
the
become
Mavericks
scoring.
definitely did that by adding Klay Thompson. So yeah, for sure.
Hmm.
So be something to see. And then, of course, when does the summer league officially start? By the way, the NBA summer
Oh,
league.
I just saw that the other day or earlier today.
Is
Yeah,
it
I'm
July
just
12th?
curious.
July 12th to the 22nd?
So that's coming up. So and then hell, you got the Olympics at the end of the month. So those players are gonna have to go for the NBA and so forth. So yeah,
Hmm.
7th and 9th when it kicks off.
7th and 9th. So interesting. Yeah.
Or a bunch of different ones. But it starts at 6, goes direct to 22nd. So
Hmm.
Interesting. Interesting indeed.
Yeah, man. These are some.
It's gonna be interesting to see how it goes. So yeah. Want to transition to some WWE wrestling and so forth.
Yeah.
Okay, we look, I know I bring it up every week, but this is must-see TV now with this whole Dirty Dom and Liv Morgan thing. I am just me and Shane were talking about it before you came on too, pair. Me and Larry Frank were laughing about it earlier today amongst our other discussions, but this thing was hilarious where he gets knocked off the apron, lands on top of her. The whole crowd just blows up and laughs. And I just have never, ever laughed so hard at him trying to dislodge himself from her. And she's got this demented Harley Quinn look on her face and won't let him get up. I mean, two pair, what do you think about that, man? Did you see it by any chance? I
Uh-uh.
mean, it was.
Uh-uh.
I mean, you've got to go on YouTube. I mean, and literally,
Mm-mm.
like he's just like trying to get up from her, and she has got him locked in. I mean, it was
all
hilarious.
I'm saying it was the screen had to go black if I was him.
Mm. Mm.
They're blacking out the screen and yeah.
Mm-mm.
Did Ray Ripley like character Ray Ripley, not the one that got married, obviously, to her real life husband, but kayfabe Ray Ripley probably threw something through the TV. Honestly, at this point, like when she gets a hold of Liv Morgan, and then here's my favorite today
Mm-mm.
on Facebook. Whoever that little JD, whatever his name is, that's part of the Judgment Day, might as well be their bag carrier because he's a scab. He's a nobody. He goes, I don't like that Liv Morgan's I don't think she should be in the Judgment Day. She's trouble and all that. And it's like, who cares what you think, JD? You don't matter. You're a scab. Liv Morgan can do whatever she wants. That's what this country is all about. I'm telling you. And Liv Morgan can do whatever she
I
wants.
fought for the freedom for Liv Morgan to make my screen better.
Absolutely. Liv Morgan will make Netflix Raw must-see TV, man. That's what I'm saying. So that's
Come
what you
on,
get.
25. Come on, 2025.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Alexa Bliss, I hear you. Come on. I know you're a MILF now, but come on.
So let's bring back like the old wet t-shirt contest and everything.
I want Two Pair to do guest commentary and do a puppies or what have you in Jerry the King Lawler's honor. That's what I want to see. So shoot. Yep, for sure. Let's hear the comment box is hopping. Let's see here. Okay, here we go. Why did Dirty Dom straddle Liv with his legs spread while on top of her? I don't think that's how it goes. Wait a minute. Here we go. JD is the equivalent of hair on a man's test. He's a scab. He's not even good enough to be a pubic hair. Honestly, he's a scab. I mean, it's like when you hit your knee and you rub one out and so forth like that to get that scab off. That's JD or whatever like that. He's nobody. So he shouldn't even utter Liv Morgan's name, to be honest with you. So he's a scab. But oh my God. And then the best part about it is that Liv cost Dom the match by either throwing Zelina Vega or she got knocked into the rope. Dom falls on his little balls, falls over, and then his dad pins him for the 15th time or whatever. He cannot beat his dad in a one-on-one wrestling match. So I mean, yeah, it was funny. It was priceless. It was just absolutely priceless. So yeah. And then, of course, the Money in the Bank is this Saturday. I have no interest to watch it. If it's good, I'll watch it on rerun. I think the other big news of the week was throwing Paul Heyman through the table because he wouldn't be acknowledged as the tribal chief. So that's setting up the Roman and the Civil War bloodline that we've been waiting for. And I'm just gonna say this, man, Roman, please save us. Please save SmackDown. Please do something.
We all know it's coming. Just go ahead and
just get it done. I mean, I guess they're waiting for SummerSlam at this point, boys. I really do. So yeah, but anyway.
Chad Gable's a great value, Kurt Angle.
He is though.
It's true.
He is the opposite of the three I's: intelligence, integrity, and intensity. He is the opposite. Like he's spoiled milk, man. He's nothing. So
and where's the triangle? It's true.
And what about Otis? Like, what is he? Like, he's just like a big dweeb or something like that. Like, what is Otis?
Otis is just he's a flunky now.
I mean, he was his ceiling when he was with that babe that left wrestling to do an OnlyFans or whatever. What was her name again? She was hot too. She was.
Oh yeah,
she was smoking. What was her name? She was on Twitter. What was her name? She had blonde hair. Mandy Rose. That was it. Oh my God, Mandy Rose. So yeah, but yeah. Oh, real quick, I didn't have a banner for it, but I thought I'd throw it out there. I know not many people probably like the sport. I like it just a little bit. You know who really stinks? USA Soccer. They got bounced out of the Copa America tournament. Not really good for them.
You know who sucks even more?
Who?
The 20 and under USA football team.
They suck. They lost to Austria. They lost to Japan. They should all hand in their man cards.
How do you lose in the sport that is only in our country?
Are you kidding me? That's like Brazil losing soccer to Iceland or something like that. Honestly, that's what that is, man. Oh my Lord. Oh my God. So yeah. If I'm Triple H, I'm calling Brock and making him an honorary bloodline member to team with Roman to avenge Paul Heyman. Why not? You might
Raw.
as well throw all the Heyman guys in there. CM Punk
Yeah,
too.
I was about to say the same thing.
That's like all dream matches right there.
Yeah.
It's like all dream matches.
Yeah, I mean for sure. So yeah, that's like Hornswoggle beating Tyson. It really is, man. I mean, how do they lose to Japan? And wait a minute, guys, they just didn't lose. We're not talking a last
They
second
got
shot or a
42
field
one.
goal. No, they got reamed. They got bent over and shown the door. Honestly, I mean, goodbye. They suck.
Mm-mm.
They should all be ashamed of themselves. All of them. They lost to Japan in the under 20 football. Not baseball, not karate, that. That's what they
Mm.
lost to. Not diving or whatever other sports the male Japanese are good at, not sumo wrestling, that.
Mm-mm.
Should be ashamed of themselves.
Mm-mm.
So,
Did it take some youth football coach who had an ego? I mean,
Well, you know what the USA soccer team can be happy about? That the fact that they are technically the hosts of the next World Cup, they automatically get to go to the World Cup because of that. But seriously, I mean, how the hell do you lose? I mean, I was at least hoping that they'd get to the knockout stage of the Copa America, but they suck, man. They can pump as much money as they want into it. They are so behind the rest of the world when it comes to soccer, honestly. And they should just give it up at this point, honestly. So, yeah. The Diddy treatment, bent over, beaten up, and violated. Yep, that's exactly it. So, that's exactly
Mm.
it. Larry bringing the heat tonight, man. Larry bringing the heat. So, yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Mm-mm.
they were horrible. They were
Mm.
absolutely atrocious. So, yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Oh my
Mm-mm.
goodness. Oh my
They stink.
goodness. They stink. Like I don't know who was worse, USA Soccer or the under 20 football team like Shane said. I'll give it to the under 20 football team, but realistically the USA Soccer team is just as bad if not worse because this was supposed to be their spotlight that they were going to compete and they looked so abysmal, so horrible. And they're 2 years away from hosting a World Cup that they'll probably be bounced, despite more teams being added and all that garbage. I mean, just bad, just bad. And then you watch the defending World Cup champions Argentina still whip ass 2-0, and Lionel Messi didn't even step on the field because he was nursing a quad injury. I mean that just shows you the difference of Argentina and the
Mm.
U.S. and they're the
Mm.
defending World Cup champs. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. A
Yeah,
quad.
yeah. So,
Mm-mm.
yeah. I let's see here another comment in the comment box. Let's see here. Oh, nice, Larry. Let's talk about that. Reese and Clark voted WNBA All Stars, and with good reason. With good reason. They are must see TV. I saw Caitlin Clark the other night or the other day play on Sunday. Honestly, I mean they definitely have brought it. They definitely have brought it, and they should be WNBA All Stars. So and realistically, I got to give props where props due. Caitlin Clark handled her own in her first meeting against Diana Taurasi after what Taurasi kind of talked all that trash. So Caitlin played well. So yeah, did a triple double for goodness sakes. So yeah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yep. So but yeah. Yeah. Honestly, I want to give a shout out to everybody that's been on the chat box tonight, whether Terry, Larry.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, anybody that watches our show, we love the support, man. And for you rebels that watch it, man, you just know that we hope you're having a great summer, man. Just getting better in that weight room, getting your minds ready for this for these upcoming seasons, and that you guys just knock it out of the ballpark. Really show the cause that you guys want to do in whatever sport, whether it's golf, whether it's girls soccer, volleyball, cross country, football, going for your third straight title. I mean, honestly, this, especially you seniors, man, this is it, and like I said, the cause ain't even when that clock hits zero, but make it count while you are playing in between when the clock starts and stops at zero. Every game, you gotta give it your all every game, honestly. And if you're injured, you're injured, but do the things right now that prevent you from being injured, and play your hearts out, honestly, and get ready
Mm.
because the season's almost here.
Hmm. We are very close.
Yeah, we are. We are. So, and I know I've promised this for the last couple weeks, but I'm still trying to get some guys on here um, to participate in the panel. I know that Terry Maples has agreed to come on to talk, because obviously not only did he play with us, but he had a younger brother that played on the 2013 and 2014 teams. I'd also like to have Mark Giles on, who is currently a Farragut running backs coach. However, he played on the 94 team that was the first West team to get to the state semifinals. And then obviously, he coached a lot of those teams with Coach Cummings up until about 2015. And then,
Mm.
of course, we've got to talk about the teams the last few years under Lamar Brown and so forth. And well, like I said, if I can get this panel organized for next Wednesday, or next Tuesday, rather, excuse me, I will send out the stats of the teams, their schedules, how they
Mm.
did, and we'll rank them. And it'll be a
Okay.
fun show. I think it'll be a fun show next Tuesday. So yeah, for sure. So. But great show tonight, though, guys. I mean, despite the backdrop of what was going on and so forth. And again, for those that joined us late, we lost a Rebel that played with us, Mr. Jason Day, 41 years old, 1983 to 2024. Rest in peace, my brother. And like I said, if anybody wants to donate to the GoFundMe organized by Wayne Westmoreland, the funeral expenses for Jason Day, they're about 12,000 short of what they need to give him the proper funeral, as well as transport the body up here and so forth. So, but anyway, just look that up on GoFundMe, funeral expenses for Jason Day. But you will always be remembered, my brother. And like Terry Maples said earlier in the show, fly high. We'll always remember you, number 68. Honestly, that guy behind me, I backed him up, and he was a hell of a player to back up, honestly. So, yeah, at tight end. So, yeah, for sure.
All around great human being.
Yep, yep. Um, Shane, any last second thoughts, brother?
Just with everything that's going on, just live for every moment.
Mm. Mm.
Live for every
Yeah,
moment.
you got to.
You got
Got
to.
to.
And love each other, man. I mean, life's too
Hmm.
short. You got a grudge or something, get the hell over it, honestly. I mean, and it doesn't really matter at the end of the day who started it, who said what. If these people were important in your life, make sure that they're important in your life, man. Honestly, it's just, you know, yeah, yeah. So, for sure. But yeah, I just I love this every Tuesday night with you guys, and just spreading the good word and talking sports. And this football season, 6 weeks away, guys, 6 weeks away. Of course,
Mm.
realistically, 3 or 4 weeks we'll be talking about scrimmages and who they scrimmage, and we'll have fun. We're gonna have a lot of fun this year, and I can't wait to see DeRoche and all them guys do their thing and make a name for
Mm.
themselves, even the ones that we haven't heard. Oh, and real quick, finish the show with this, and two pair. I'll let you finish this out, brother. Belfour, I'm calling you because we still haven't gotten our rings. So that's number one. And number two, shout out to the Knoxville News Sentinel for talking about their great juniors that they wanted to pipe up from all the teams in the area. Thank you for leaving West on the roster. So every junior that is
Mm.
on West's team that got snubbed as exciting players or players to watch in the area this upcoming season, if you didn't need any more motivation to
Mm.
give your name out there and kick some ass this year, go read that
Mm.
article from the Knoxville News Sentinel, because that's how much you guys are thought of right now. I know you're good. Shane knows you're good. Two Pair knows you're good. Your
Mm.
coaches know you're good.
Mm.
Go out there and make a name for yourself, and they won't remember. They'll remember your name after that. Trust me. Yeah. Yeah.
Just in the garden, especially.
Absolutely. Two Pair, finish us out, brother. Honestly. And we got to throw up that W as always, man. That's what it's
Yeah,
all
we gotta
about.
throw
That
up that
W,
W,
man.
man.
We run this thing here, man. We run this thing.
Yeah,
So,
man. You know what I'm saying? Love, peace, and chicken grease is rebels with a cause, and I tell them why the calls don't stop until what that clock hits zero.
That's right,
Because the
baby.
clock don't stop.
That's right.
The
Because
calls don't stop.
yeah, yeah, it's rebels with a cause, baby. Because the cause don't stop when that clock hits zero.
It is not. We out of here, man.
We out of here. Go rebels.
Go
Happy
Rebels.
4th of July.